What's going on, Scorpio? Welcome to my channel. It's Mama Manifests. All right, you guys. So this is like really interesting. I've tried to record your reading for you 2 times now. And both times, like I was getting messages through, but I felt you guys like literally the depth that, like that was the message coming through in the readings that like you guys were just, you are lacking depth in your life, and what that means, and like the message that I'm getting is that like your connections don't fulfill you as much as they once did. Like your life that you felt like you have achieved everything that you've ever wanted, right? And you're starting to realize like that those things don't fulfill you anymore. And I felt you guys, like, because you guys are a very deep sign. Like you guys are very smart, right? You understand a lot that's going on. You can really easily learn things. You're adaptable. And so you have these skills. You guys have these skills, especially you guys watching this video. You guys have this set of skills that we need right now. And that like your capacity and what you can do in the spiritual sector and with your talents and the level and the degree, right? Like of the shadow energy that you have went through and overcome, like the amount of challenges in your guys' life that you have went through is deeper than a lot of people that are around you. And I felt that, right? This is going to be a different reading than, all the other signs. And that's fine. I love you guys. And I'm so happy to do this for you. Like, I felt you guys like asking me not to like jump out with like tarot even, right? Like jump in with this deck, which is like a really deep deck. And so, yeah, like I said, I was trying to record your message 2 different times and it didn't seem like I wasn't happy with it. Like I could feel your dissatisfaction, and you guys are asking me to go to like a deeper level, like a deeper level than what I was reading for with all the other signs. Anyway, so yeah, so we're going to jump right into it and we're going to see all about this. But yeah, I feel that for you guys. Like lately you've been looking around and you've been wondering, like in a very, very deep way, like what more is there to life, right? And it can almost go into this place of like real severe depression, because when you have the depth and the understanding to understand the things that you guys do, it also comes with the shadow of that, right? But you guys have the abilities to be the shamans, right? To be like the real, just have so many spiritual gifts. Okay. So if that's a message for you guys. Like if you are realizing, this came through too, and I felt like you guys too, your energy would take it so corny, like me saying you are special, but the divine wanted me to elaborate on that for you guys and really just remind you of like, if you're discovering things about yourself and you're kind of, what comes in and what is that called? Like imposter syndrome. You always like attribute it to other factors and you don't attribute it to your own greatness. It keeps you in this level of smallness, but you're realizing and you're really seeing like your gifts and how your aptitude and the things that you can do. And in what the divine wants me to tell you is you are absolutely right on track with everything that you're feeling right now, and just keep following it and follow what makes you feel good and follow the fulfillment. So before we even get into any cards, like literally this is all that came through for you guys. And it's exciting for me as a reader because that hasn't really happened to me yet. I'm a newer reader, but it's cool that like this huge message, it was just like it felt really, really, really deep. And I'm so excited to share that with you guys. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right in. Scorpio, this is going to be your August 2020 energies and how you can best navigate your way through those energies. All right. So I know too that you guys can handle the depth, right? It's not everybody can, so sometimes I just don't go as deep with what I'm talking about. So I'm actually really excited to continue reading for you guys because it's going to allow me a different type of creation, if you will. So anyway, I'm saying a lot, Scorpio. I love you guys, and I can't wait, to have so many of you in my life on my journey, because I just know that in my future, when I as I continually meet people, I do know that Scorpios are going to be people who I create with, and we do big projects together. So anyway, I don't know where all this is coming from. Let's like jump right in and see what we have going on. Scorpio, August. Whoa. Wow. You guys can kind of feel the changes coming on. So right out, we have card 19. So that's a 10 Scorpio. So you are like at the end of something. Like I was saying, like you're seeing that the things that don't make you happy anymore, or once made you happy, just don't anymore, right? Like they don't fulfill you anymore. And so you're at this place of a choice, right? You have a choice and you're going to, the choice is, right? I get such Two of Wands vibes off this card. It's like, you are going to have to follow that flame, right? The little match girl, you're going to have to follow it. Like this flame that's awakening inside of you. It's literally the awakening process, Scorpio. And how I needed to elaborate that for you was in a deep way, right? And that's like what you're going through. It's not to say that you're not already awakened to many things, but you're going deeper, which is what you crave anyway. You're going to that next level this month. You're going to start to see magic, literally. Like you're going to start to see your magical gifts. Like you're going to that next level, but it's going to require you to make a committed, dedicated, decision. Like you're going to have to dedicate yourself to this. And, some people have to dedicate themselves more than others. And I am one of those people, and I identify as a starseed. And I would definitely, because that's another message that came through before the message, for you guys to really look that up and see what that means to you guys. And it's okay. Like if you don't like all that stuff, whatever, like I don't like identify myself completely with it, but it took me a long time to put that label on myself. But what I found on my journey was, just my purpose led me in a certain direction. And that's what I'm really feeling you guys too. But it does require you to do things in a more intense way than maybe other people around you are doing them. It requires you to really be committed to your path, like discipline and everything like that. When I'm talking about meditation, I'm talking about a dedication to meditation. I'm talking about a dedication to spiritual hygiene. I'm talking about, taking baths to clear out your energy field. I'm talking about psychic abilities. I'm talking about intuition and the things that you have mastered in past lifetimes that you just have the aptitude and ability to do, right? Every single human being has the ability to be psychic, but you've mastered this stuff in past lifetimes. Like you are a pioneer, right? You're a really, really, really wise soul. And you felt that your entire life too. I know you have. Okay. And so this is going to be all about like moving in a different direction that other people are not going to understand. You're going to have to do things that like follow your intuition and follow what makes you feel good and follow like the path of, it's an enchanted path, Scorpio. That's what it is. It just is. And it's going to require like this level of open-mindedness to really move to that next level. And that's where you guys are at, right? That's where you guys are at. I can't keep saying it. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. Okay, so we have fairy ointment, the site. There are multiple things coming off of this card. So it's a card 7, and that to me is all about like seeking. It's the seeker. It's like you're in this place where you've sought out certain things in your life and you've saw things from a different perspective that other people haven't, right? You have this ability to see things that other people don't, right? See when people are lying. You can spot things like that. You just know things on a deeper level. And maybe when you try to explain yourself to other people, they can't see the things from the higher perspective. They don't have that like level of deep soul eternal wisdom, right? That's soul wisdom, and it's different. And I'm not saying it makes you any better or any worse or anything than anybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying your soul is a gifted soul. You have been gifted with the sight. And I know this message is very specific for, I don't know how many of you, but you need to hear this message. You really, really can see things from a different perspective. Now, I know this has gotten you in trouble in your life, because if you say the wrong things to the wrong people at the wrong time, it can be your biggest detriment. And I'm sure that's something that you guys have struggled with your entire life. But if you say the right things and you learned how to master your abilities at the right time, you can absolutely change the world. Okay? And so this is really all about making a choice to become a master of self, right? Unlearn all the things that you have learned in your lifetime, right? Or maybe that you haven't been able to see aren't working, but you've always kind of tried to fit into the system because you felt like that was what you were supposed to do, right? Feel and whatever. But you're not supposed to, Scorpio. Like, you're just not. You have this you have this wisdom. And I can't, like, keep emphasizing that, but I feel that. I feel like extreme old soul. I feel like master vibes. I feel, ascended master, like, vibes. And you're here to change the world in an incredibly big way. And maybe that's what I'm supposed to remind you of. Maybe you're questioning all of that right now. And I understand that because things are crazy right now in the world. Everybody's uncertain. Everybody's uncertain. But you do have this. This is like the time, right? The time is up and you are like, it's ready for you to rise up. It's your turn, Scorpio. And it's going to require you to master yourself. And yes, expect on your journey for things to be a little bit more difficult for you because that's where your soul level is at. That's where your soul evolution is at. Okay? Wow. This is like amazing. Should we get one more of those? Yeah, let's get some more. I'm telling you, I opened everybody else's reading up with tarot, and I got one of these at the end, like to open it up with this and to go so deep. It's an honor, Scorpio. It's honestly an honor to read your energy. So we have the Frog Prince and intimacy. There's a lot of things here. You've settled a lot in your life. Like, you've settled for things that didn't fulfill you. You've had things taken from you, right? You've just kind of settled. And that's because you've never wanted to really take the time to get to know yourself, be intimate with yourself, figure out these things. Maybe because in the past, like when you have these types of talents and abilities and you don't have them mastered, because none of us do, we have to learn how to do it because we forget everything once we're incarnated, right? But maybe these things have gotten you into trouble in the past. And to examine the parts of them require like this level of intimacy with yourself, require this level of honesty with yourself to really look at them. And that's what the divine is asking you to do. To look at every aspect of yourself and to shame no aspect of yourself. Because you are an incredibly divine being, but that doesn't come without a shadow. And so I understand what your life may have looked up to this point, right? I understand that because mine looks very similar. And I understand it. You guys are very, very special, okay? You guys, it's hard for a being of your frequency to incarnate into like this life. And it's really hard to like manage with the level of struggle that you have had to. But all that's prepared you for this. It's all prepared you for this moment to make the choice to master yourself and in turn make a huge impact on this world. Huge. Huge. Whatever it is that you're drawn to, whatever it is that your gifts are, they're going to make such a big impact. And I know that's relative. Right? A relative thing to say, but I just feel like the wisdom that you have gained and that you have had, that you're remembering now, and the activations that you're having give you this ability to help so many people. Scorpio. And I love it. We are going to, let's see. Yeah, we're going to get an archetype and we're going to see where this message goes. Yeah, this is a vow that you need to make to yourself. Like literally, I don't think you realize the level of commitment it's going to take on your end. This is a discipline like no other, with an outcome that you are going to love. Like you are going to love this new life that you are walking into, right? But you have to understand, and they just keep getting more and more for me to tell you guys to like understand the level of commitment this path is going to require. And because you are such a wise soul, there might not always be people to help you when you're down. And you might feel that way, like, why am I always there for everybody else and nobody's there for me? It's because not a lot of people are equipped to be able to be there for you. And if you were to listen to what they have to say anyway, it would lead you in the wrong direction. And so that's why you've had an isolated path. And that's why maybe at times in the future, your path will be isolated as you're remembering some of this wisdom. But it is going to require you to make a vow to yourself, to put your spiritual path and your spiritual gifts as a very, very high priority. To make a level of self-commitment, like really taking care of yourself before everybody else. Things of that nature. It's imperative for you to master this path. And I don't want to scare any of you. It's not like that, right? Like where you're going, you're going to find the most fulfillment and the most happiness that you've ever had the ability to feel. Like you don't even know where you're going, you know? And I say that with excitement because this path is going to be, I just know how fulfilling it's going to feel to you. And I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for you guys to feel the magical side of life that may have been outside of you or felt outside of you up until this point. It's big. It's huge. Let's see what else wants to come out. Anything else, Spirit, for Scorpio, August 2020? Do any archetypes want to speak? All right, we'll take them. We're going to take them, Scorpio. The storm, the truth, the heart, and the village. Very clear message. Very clear message, okay? It's telling me to outline what the path is going to look like for you and give you guidance on this journey and things that you just must understand before you make this commitment to yourself and your commitment to the duty that you signed up before you came into this human form, whatever. Okay? This is what it's going to require you. It's going to require you to understand that there are going to be storms. And these storms are going to happen for you to face your fears and you to clear them out and understand what it really means to walk a path of faith over fear. Okay? You have to understand and get comfortable in these and find comfort in these situations. Okay? Because that is how we learn, and that's where we learn, is from the storm. And your path requires you a level of wisdom. I know you guys understand this, but I just keep reiterating it because sometimes this stuff's hard to believe, right? It's like maybe you felt this way ever since you were a child, and now this is like that confirmation for you. Okay? But the path is going to require this. But after these storms, you know, what happens? The sun comes out, and sometimes even there's a rainbow, right? There's these beautiful blessings for us after the storm, okay? But there are going to be some, because Aletheia is the truth, okay? This is a initiation card. This is like you are going to be going to master levels in this lifetime. You're going to be a master in many ways. And this is going to require you to see the contrast of life, see the light and see the dark. And really, I think these are roses, right? And like unfold, like the ever unfolding rose. Okay? There's layers to you, and it's going to feel like you're, you know, pulling. I'm looking at my stove and it says 1, 2, 2, 2, you guys. Your whole life It's as I'm talking about contrast, as I'm talking about balance, as I'm talking about polarity, it's like the law of two, right? And wow. Wow. You really have to understand the contrast of life. And this is the card of truth. And going to that level of truth is going to require this level of dedication that I'm talking about, because you have so much wisdom to remember. You're going to work through your heart chakra a lot. It is going to be incredibly important for you guys, because you are incredibly sensitive to always, your heart chakra is like the gateway for the entire chakra system. It goes up and it goes down, and the chakra, the heart, can shut everything down. Okay, that's one thing, but that is where we get hit the hardest, because we are so sensitive, and that's where we need to keep ourselves the most like geared up. We work from our heart. You do all your work from your heart. It is important for you to find unconditional love for yourself, and then in turn other. It is incredibly important for you to understand all this stuff. And your journey is going to take you places where you understand all this stuff. Okay? And then we have the village. And this, to me, is all about returning to the past. Like you know, the things that you have went through in your life, good and bad. Like there's a different perspective that you have yet to see about them. Maybe you feel that you have seen all there is to know, and you have learned everything there is from your past, like your youth and growing up. Like all that needs to be re-examined, and you need to have the dedication and the open-mindedness enough to visit this place. This is going to be a part of your journey, is understanding the past. Like think Frozen 2, think Elsa, think how they have to figure out the truth about the past to like heal anything and change the future and rewrite everything. That's like what you're going to have to do. That's what your path requires of you. Okay? And so just be willing to revisit that with yourself in an intimate way whenever it comes up. I'm not saying force that ever, but when it comes up, don't run away from it. You know, the message coming through is that it might be fearful for you, because again, you know, when we have these types of life paths, you know, paths of mastery, we can feel shameful, very shameful about our past. And that's the whole process, is we have to go back and we have to understand that there is no shame in our life, and there is no shame in our circumstance, and there's no shame for everything that we've ever gone through, as much as society wants us to tell us to feel shame. You have to really understand that, you know, the first part of your life, you worked with, you know, lower level energy. It really had its way with you. And now you're going to transmute all of that energy into the light, and it's going to shine such a huge light on this world, Scorpio. I have to say, this is like my favorite reading I've done so far since I've been recording on YouTube. I am honored to do this reading for you guys. You guys are amazing. Do not ever let anybody tell you that you're not anymore. You can see things from a different perspective, but maybe, you know, don't say the things that you see anymore. Take on more of an observer role. Don't call people out for what they do. You know what really speaks is action, and you have a right to walk away from anything at any time that is not serving you or treating you well. You don't have to engage. You don't have to say what you see, because that could come back to bite you in the butt in the time being. You're going to have to keep your head down for quite some time and do your diligent work, maybe without recognition. And maybe that's how you've been feeling, that you haven't had recognition. You know, everything will come with time. You know, that's not why you're doing it, right? But it is nice to see the fruits of the labor that we put in. And I promise you that's going to happen for you guys. I promise you. Okay? Everything that you've been through is for a reason, and it's brought you right here today to this message. And I hope you guys make that choice to be committed to the path, because we really need you, Scorpio, Starseed, Scorpio. I love you guys. Thank you for being the lovely soul that you are. Thank you for the work that you have done and are going to continue to do. And thank you for being you, and thank you for being strong enough to withstand the mission that you have been given. Okay? I love you guys. I will see you soon. Namaste and God bless.